So good day, everybody. Welcome to the presentation of commercial space tourism made today. I am waiting for more people to join for a few seconds, and after I will start with the presentation directly, which is actually being recorded, so it will be able to see it via my YouTube channel later on. Let me just now start to share the screen very soon. Okay, so let's start. Today, I'm going to discuss about commercial space tourism and how the things are moving fast for the people who wants to cross Kármán line and to become astronaut. So the first thing I want to show, it's just wait. It's about Virgin Galactic. Initially, it was the first real spaceship which was able to access as a paying passenger. It was Spaceship Two from Virgin Galactic and Sir Richard Branson. But as you know, this spaceship has been retired from June 2024. Why? Probably because it did not reach the Kármán line. This is one of the major things, because if you fly below 100 kilometers, you are not crossing this line and you are not becoming officially an astronaut as per International Federation rules. What was the reason for that? Okay, I can guess that it's probably because it was not enough fuel or the engine was not powerful enough. And what happened now? It is that since this aircraft is not flying anymore, Virgin Galactic is now constructing a new aircraft, which we will see just later on. But the principle is the same, meaning that the spaceship is dropped from a main aircraft, which is here White Knight 2. And once spaceship has been lifted, then it can start its engine and go direction to space. Inside, it was 2 pilots and 6 seats available, but most of the time they were flying only with 4 people on board. Okay, this is their decision. I mean, they could take more people on board, but they maybe wanted to have more space to float on board. Billionaire Sir Richard Branson. So he was origin founder of this company. He flew himself inside his own spacecraft, meaning that he was able to live weightlessness, but not exactly becoming an astronaut since he was flying again below this Kármán line. But look at his face, and you can see that he's smiling like never, and we can understand why he's like this. How it was working. So basically, you see, it was first takeoff below an aircraft, then climbing up to the point where the spaceship was released. And after it was acceleration until 85 kilometers of altitude, and then glider in a re-entry phase until the landing. Flight was more or less lasting for 2 hours, 2 hours, 30 minutes. Now we have the new Delta spaceship that is under creation, meaning that this spaceship would be able technically to fly above Kármán line. You could become an astronaut with Virgin Galactic. And as you may remember, it's more than 600 people who booked their ticket, and only a few of them were able to fly until now and still not reaching Kármán line. And what is very interesting with this spaceship is that it's going to be ready as from next year. We expect the Delta class to be ready to fly with passenger on board in the fall of 2026, meaning that in 1 year, we could be able to see new astronauts on a regular basis, because Virgin Galactic wants to have several of these aircraft and to fly from different places in the world. It could be something highly interesting for all people who wants to reach space one day at a reasonable price. What is a reasonable price? In this case, if you fly with a new Delta class suborbital aircraft, orbital, yes, not suborbital because it's not going to orbit, of course, it's $600,000 per person. Before it was $450,000 to fly with the previous aircraft, and now it's an increase of $150,000. So you could fly to space for this amount. And actually, it's giving the cheapest opportunity to cross Kármán line until now. And for this price, I think that a lot of people could afford it because if you want to fly with Blue Origin, it's not the same price, let's say like this, and yes, it's maybe more complicated on the way that the flight is only 10 minutes. This one is 2 hours 30 minutes. You could enjoy more for what you are paying for. So to compare, we can see that the flight below Kármán line was accessible for 450,000 US dollars. It has now stopped. Several people were able to do it. And if you want to wait until next year, you will have this possibility to fly above Kármán line for an amount of $600,000, which is also interesting me because, as you know, I want to go to space and to cross Kármán line. And now Virgin Galactic may become one of my options. Even it can be a long waiting list if 600 people wants to fly before me, but it can be. So let's talk about Blue Origin. Actually, Blue Origin is a company that is working with the most success because they are flying on a regular basis with 6 people on board and they do cross Kármán line. So it means that for a price that is still under NDA, it's non-disclosure agreement, meaning that you are not supposed to know how much it costs. But public sources on internet showed us that one guy paid 1 million US dollar for his flight, meaning that you can book full capsule for something like 6 million US dollar. And this is really something that I am looking forward to do one day with the space project SST-6, because all the crew members will fit inside this special capsule. And since we have already an NDA with them, it could be our option. But we need to find a sponsor or partners who can help us to do it. This is how it looks like inside the Blue Origin capsule. So what you can see is they have a huge windows which can give you access to this overview effect that you are paying for. Actually, if you have a little bit of training for a cosmonaut, you are just missing the view. Actually, you need to see this overview effect. How does the capsule look like on ground? So you see you are lying. Actually, it should be just on liftoff because they look already big, having big smile on their faces. And you see you don't wear any special equipment. You don't need officially. You are in a closed capsule, no risk inside. So this is a point to enjoy the flight really fully. You don't need parachute because it's already inside the capsule. Let's say like this. This picture I like really much because you can see that now they are flying above Kármán line, and the guy on the right side, probably you can recognize, it's Captain James Kirk from USS Enterprise in Star Trek. It's like the actor William Shatner, who was, I think, around 90 years old when he made this flight. It's the oldest guy who ever flew to space. So he was working all his life as an astronaut in movies, and one time it became reality. And he got this chance to fly to space by himself. So congratulations to him. How they are flying New Shepard. So you can see it's a rocket. It's the same like Yuri Gagarin was doing, 12th of April 1961. You are lifting off from a rocket. You are reaching, crossing the Kármán line, not making an orbit. But it's a suborbital flight, meaning that after 4 minutes of weightlessness, capsule will fall again, free fall down to the Earth, and some parachute will reopen for the re-entry. And you are able to get back also the booster, which is reusable. This is also something like Virgin Galactic is doing. They are using reusable spacecrafts, which is giving possibility to put the costs to the lower point than it was previously. Blue origin, okay, we can use it for suborbital flight above Kármán line, but now they are not, let's say like next year, they will not be the only one who are able to provide suborbital flights for 6 people above Kármán line. Because as we just discussed, we saw that Virgin Galactic with a new Delta class spaceship will also be able even to do it. So it will be a big concurrence between these two companies because if to choose between 600,000 US dollar and $1 million, you will see the difference as per your pocket. Personally, even if I would prefer to fly with a rocket, if the price is $400,000 less, I will maybe go to this direction. So it means that Virgin Galactic has an option to get much more clients than Blue Origin at this time. Little resume, which should be corrected next year. You can go up to 80 kilometers with Virgin Galactic and more than 100 kilometers with Blue Origin. And what is the next level? Next level, of course, it's to go higher. And when I'm telling about higher, it's almost orbital flights. Let's say like this. You want to reach the level of Yuri Gagarin, so you need to make one orbit minimum. And we can find it here with SpaceX. Because if you have the chance to get a ticket with SpaceX, you are almost sure to make orbits. Why? Because either you will go to the International Space Station, already several passengers, paying passengers were able to do it, or you will make a flight that is around the planet for 2 or 3 days. And we have seen with one of the missions that will come later on this PowerPoint presentation that it is also possible, but then you are becoming a real astronaut. Look at the price, 50 million US dollar per seat. You really need to get a lot of money to afford it. It's not easy like this. Okay, and you are flying with what? With Crew Dragon, of course. Crew Dragon is used to bring NASA astronaut to the International Space Station, and also now to bring passengers, paying passengers. And the business is running good because I did not see many empty seats on the latest flights, and you can see that people from all over around the world who can afford such kind of flights, meaning you are entrepreneur, you are billionaires or millionaires, and you can make a life of lifetime dream becoming a reality. Let's say like this. Remember this mission? It was Inspiration 4, and who was paying for this mission? It's a billionaire. It's most of the time the same story. You need to have a billionaire with you, and he will take you with him, most probably without that you have to pay any charge. So that's what is interesting, is that you can fly to space and to go into orbit inside also the International Space Station without being a billionaire and without paying for your ticket. In this case, these 3 people went to space free of charge, let's say like this. And I think it's absolutely incredible that Jared Isaacman is given this possibility to those people. He could give it to other people, of course, because if he's planning new mission, there are always chances. But after you need to get in touch with him and to show that you are the one who should be chosen. So when you are flying with Crew Dragon in low orbit, it's giving something like this. You have absolutely great view on space, on the planet. And when you open this protection, it's something, I mean, once more, you're just paying for the view and for the trip, also, of course. And they had actually a problem, serious problem, like in the movie Apollo 13. They could say, Houston, we have a problem. And they got a restroom malfunction, meaning that you are in space in a very small capsule. It's a mix between men and women, and it's no more restrooms. So it can be a little bit complicated, but they did not stay too long by chance. But imagine that when you are in space, small problems can become very fast major troubles. And they had to solve it by using protection that you can find in hospital, for example. Voila, in this case, you can see if you're a billionaire, you can make something big of your life. And to be inside this cupola and to see black earth, black sky, blue planet, everything as seen above Kármán line is just something, I mean, absolutely amazing and incredible. And I think this guy is one of the luckiest guys in the world. This is the crew members, all four happy people watching the planet, actually watching more the photo camera, but I can imagine how much time they were spending looking outside, trying to recognize which ocean, which cities or which continent also they had under their eyes. Just amazing. And after the flight, you are landing on the sea with parachute. It's like Apollo mission. Actually, if you are able to fly with SpaceX, you can just imagine that you are flying a mission like Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin were doing. This is really the top to reach. Fly with SpaceX. Nothing else can make it better than this one. You can fly also with Russian Soyuz rocket. Actually, this is not the most comfortable flight you can have compared to SpaceX, but it's giving you possibility to fly in a historical rocket because it has been used for more than 30 years, this rocket, and you will not be in the need to learn how to be in command of this rocket because it will be a Russian commander on board who will be in charge of manually getting into the command of this Soyuz rocket. Okay, I'm receiving some message. Hello to Michal. Hello to Klaus. And I just continue. Billionaire Yusaku Maezawa. It's the guy who is on the right side. He had the chance to pay for himself a flight to the International Space Station for, I think it was 12 days mission. And the guy, he was not able to film himself and to enjoy the flight fully. So what he did, he took his personal assistant, Yozo Hirano, and he asked him, would you like to join me to make a flight to the International Space Station? You don't need to pay the ticket, I will invite you. And of course, the guy he said, yes, of course I want. And he took him and he was flying with his boss to space for 12 days. This is just crazy. Can you imagine that your boss is offering you to fly to space and to become an astronaut? And he's paying for that? That's something incredible. So they used Soyuz rocket and they reached International Space Station in 2021. Here you can see them inside the rocket. This is Yusaku Maezawa. And they spent 12 days, I think, inside the International Space Station. And one of the goals of Yusaku Maezawa was to try several experiences. And I think he was making 100 experiences, 100 different things inside the space station. And this you can see on this YouTube channel because he was filmed, of course, by his assistant on all the special situations that he was provoking. He was trying really a lot of things. And it's something to watch because not all astronauts are doing the same and trying so many things when they have even 6 months to spend on board the International Space Station. So here you can see Yusaku Maezawa when he's entering for the first time inside the International Space Station. And my question is always the same. I mean, when you are flying for the first time to space, like he did, is what about space sickness? How does he feel? Does he feel something strange? Does he feel good? Does he feel bad? Because we don't have much communication about this point because, of course, astronauts, they don't want to say, oh, I was so sick, because they will not go back to space. They will be refrained telling, oh, you are sick, so you are not going. You don't go there. It's not good for you. But it's interesting to get a real feedback from someone who went to space and who is able to tell with truth what happened, if he's feeling really bad or how much time he needs to adapt, because you know that when they are coming back, it's very difficult to readapt after a 6 months mission. But here, after 12 days, also mission, how does he feel? Is it okay for his body? I would like to know that one day. What is the goal to be in space? Of course, to float zero gravity is something absolutely uh, incredible that everybody wants to try. If you cannot do it by going to space, you can do it inside aircraft, zero gravity aircraft like Yushin 76 in Russia, or Airbus 310 in France, or Boeing 727 in USA, and you are living exactly the same sensations that astronauts are living. But what you cannot simulate, or what you cannot do from the ground, it's to see from your own eyes the planet from the Kármán line and above. And this is called the overview effect. And it seems, as per people who already lived it, that it's giving such flash in your mind and brain that during all your life, you will keep this in your memory. It's really a game change in your mind. And this is the only thing I did not do yet because I'm trying so much to reach this position, but I'm telling you it's not easy unless someone is able to help me to get the funds to climb to the rocket. It will be difficult, or I need to win in a lottery to invite all my crew members and to make the flight SST-6 become a reality. What's next? Remember this project? It was a project made by Yusaku Maezawa, whom we saw before, who wanted to go to the moon, to turn around the moon, and to come back with a SpaceX Big Falcon rocket. Project was almost finalized, meaning that he already found 8 space tourists to come with him, which he chose on a major selection. A million of people were interested, and he chose them, and all was absolutely working until the moment that after several fail of SpaceX to launch his rocket, he said, I'm getting outside this project, give me my money back, because it's not what we discussed. I wanted to go in 2025, let's say like this, and you're not able to provide it, so I'm stopping the project. So it's open. This project is failed, but it's open. Maybe another company will give this chance to people to fly to the moon. And imagine what would be the overview effect from the moon. I think that would be something also crazy. But we will have to wait maybe next year, because if Artemis mission is going to fly, they will go to the moon and we will get again this kind of view. What's next? It's also something that is in front of us. It's called space hotels. And space hotels, it's actually space stations which are being constructed and provided by private company, like, for example, Axiom Space. And in this space hotel, you will be able to go as a tourist, as a space tourist, and to spend 2 weeks, for example, there. Of course, it will cost a lot of money. I think that the development is still far away from being in this final stage, but you can imagine that SpaceX will fly you from Earth to a space hotel. They expect it in 2027, more or less, but I'm still not sure that they will be able to respect the timing, because it's such a big challenge that you need first to have everything working on ground before to send it to space and to connect it. So it's a big challenge, but I'm looking forward to see the results, because I know that there are some people in this planet who are able to afford, and if you see them in space, you would say, wow, such success. So how it will look like, this is something like this, Axiom Commercial Space Station. And actually, Axioms are already sending tourists to International Space Station, but since in a few years, the International Space Station will not be there anymore, the second option is to have your own space station, and Axiom is a leader in this company doing like that. So you can see how they would like to construct it. Actually, it was already planned to launch it in 2024, so you see we are already delayed. 2025, still nothing in front, meaning that I think everything is pushed for 2, 3, maybe 4 years before it will probably become a reality, but we are following up. It's one other company called Bigelow Aerospace, where you could stay as a space tourist. And Bigelow Aerospace is a very special company because they are making some modules that you can inflate, meaning that you are putting air inside and the module will grow up. And actually one is already existing. It's here on the International Space Station, and you can see that it's at the beginning it's very small, but once it's inflated, it's giving you space inside which you could put the space tourist. And if you put several capsules, let's say like this, on the space station, you could have your own room. And this is something existing. It's not future. This is already something that we can see in reality. Okay, this one, Orbital Assembly Corporation. Now it has a new name. It's called Above Space. This one looks to me like science fiction for the moment because it's really too big to be true. Let's say like this. Can you imagine which rocket will be able to launch so many modules in a short time to create a space station, private space hotel, which look really big compared to the rocket of SpaceX you can see here. But okay, why not? I mean, it's an option that could become one day reality, but I think that before the next 10 years, it will still remain an option. But it's interesting to see that many companies are looking to the sky and thinking, oh, why not to make a space hotel? Of course, that's a good idea, but to make it becoming a reality, you will need a lot, and a lot of money. Now, China. China has an international space station. Actually, it's a China space station, but I'm telling you that sooner or later, they will be able to welcome on board either astronauts from other nationalities or space tourists, because it costs a lot of money to maintain such a space station. And I think that to get fresh money from space tourists would not be something that they would neglect in China, like in any other company. I mean, money is not falling from the sky. You need money to send something to the sky, let's say like this. So here I wrote future hotel for space travelers. Yes, I really do believe that China space station will be sooner or later an hotel for space travelers. And okay, let me just imagine something funny. Can you imagine that Tom Cruise will go one time inside this China station? Why not? He's making movies, and one of his next movies he's supposed to go to space. Maybe he will go to the China space station if he's paying enough money. That would be a big buzz. Let's speak about this in 2, 3 years. Maybe I'm right, maybe not. Who knows? And this is how you will be welcome on board. You know, China's very serious people, very professional, and it seems that everything is working perfectly because I did not see many troubles or incident with China. So this is a proof that they are maybe also soon the next country who will go to the moon and land people on it. It's a new space race now between USA and China. Who will be the next one to go to the moon? I'm sure China has good chances. Now let's speak about a very special new project that is called the Titan Space Industries Project. You have probably heard about this. It's an American company who is promising a lot of activities, space activities, orbital activities, lunar, translunar activities, space hotel. Actually, they provide everything. But my question is how they are able to afford it, because they have no money to do it. For the moment, it's only plans. It's a very beautiful packet, but what is inside, it's for the moment empty. It's no aircraft, nothing is realistic. It's a lot of people who are attracted by the idea. A lot of people are looking at this. It looks like Star Wars. Huh? I mean, it's like a destroyer of the empire. It looks really great. The project looks great. But to be realistic, I would say let's wait several years to see how they can make it, because it needs to fly. It needs to become a reality, but it needs money for that. And of course, they want also to make a space station. But if you look at the aircraft, it looks great. But when I see the size, I'm really wondering myself which kind of engines they will be able to put on it to go at the speed that is enough to reach orbit. And this is something that is not clear for the moment. Look at how big it looks like. You can have more than 100 passengers on board. You have many cupola. You can, no, really, it looks great on the paper. But to make it come a reality, look how much difficulty Virgin Galactic has to create a light spacecraft like a Delta class or like it was for Spaceship Two. And look now, Titan Space Industries wants to create this one. Okay, I'm sure they can do it, but do they have the technology and the knowledge and the money to do that? This is something to check. And you know that they are recruiting astronauts and they are offering astronaut a flight free of charge, inaugural astronaut with 5 hours in space, 3 hours in zero G, and it's planned for 2029. We are in 2025, meaning that in 4 years it should be a reality, or is it utopia? I will let you think about it. I will not say something bad about this company because what they are doing it's really good. I mean, they are motivating a lot of people to watch to the space environment. And maybe one day something will happen, but they would need a lot of billionaires to go in their direction and to bring a lot of money in order to make this a reality. So what I will say, it's dream big, like Titan Space Industries. Can you see yourself one time on the moon like this and to make a selfie with the planet Earth behind? I will say, why not? But it's not for tomorrow. It will take maybe many, many years. And to do it is a private company. We will see. I am not sure. So let's say that lunar landing is the Graal. You can go on suborbital flight. You can go below Kármán line. You can go above Kármán line. You can make orbit inside International Space Station or in a space hotel. You can make a circumlunar flight around the moon, or you can land on the moon. And this would be definitely the Graal. I'm not even speaking about Mars, even if I know that Alisa Carson would love to reach Mars as the first woman on this world. And I do believe that maybe she will have one day the chance to do it. But for us, we still should keep lunar landing as a Graal because it's not for tomorrow that the space tourist will go and make a footprint of his feet on the moon. But we can still have an idea. Okay, so what I will do now, I'm reaching slowly the end of this presentation. We will have 5 minutes. So I will give you possibility if you want to ask questions or to discuss to do it because it's always good to exchange about the ideas. So I will just stop this. And if you want to speak, just put your mic on and do not hesitate. You can say something. So, Joris, you are online. You want to say something?
Yes, yes.
Hello, Joris.
Hello. How are
Nice to
you?
see you. Very good. Thank you. So we don't have much time. So if you want to say something, just please say it before it will be cut.
Yes. Titan Space is a beautiful company. Hein.
Yes, it's a beautiful company. They have a good program in front. But my question is always the same, is how they will be able to finance it. It will need a lot of money. And I know that they are expecting 25 billions of US dollar, hoping that some astronaut, very rich people will pay for it. But we need to see which astronaut, which rich people are able to do it. Because for the moment, it's expectations. It's still not reality. Okay, I will give a word now to Mr. Sidratul. Mr. Sidratul, hello.
Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Hello, nice to see you. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm good. What about you, sir?
Very good, thank you. Do you have any question or it's okay for you?
Yes, sir. I have a little type of question. I don't know it is related or not. Just I wanted to say that if I go for my higher study in Switzerland, will I work with you on your
Ah,
project like space?
You can come to help, of course, but we are not a company. You know that we don't have job. Swiss Space Tourism is a group of people who are trying to go to space. Let's say like this. But you can join us inside the project, and you may learn a lot of things with us. Definitely, yes. Okay,
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer.
You are welcome. I will give a quick word to Klaus. Klaus, you are with us. Hello, Klaus. Klaus, you are busy. I know you are working, but if you can hear us, you can just say something. If not, then we have Michal. Michal, hello. Do you want to say something, Michal? Thank you for telling hi, Michal. We can see it. So, Klaus, are you with us? Klaus, are you with us? Klaus is an helicopter pilot and is now fueling his aircraft and probably soon in flight. He wanted to join us from the beginning, but he has been busy with work. This can happen as always. Okay, I see that you don't have microphone, Michal, no problem. Okay, so if you have one more question, you can ask. I think we still have 2 minutes left. So let's exchange with Joris. Joris, tell us what you think about this Titan space industry. Do you think it's something realistic, and are you taking part of it?
Yes, Titan Space is a beautiful company. Is a innovation.
But are you joining them? Are you going to work with them? Are you sending your CV somehow?
Sending.
You are sending? Oh, very good. Okay, so you could be part of the inaugural astronaut.
Yes.
Excellent. So you will keep me informed about that. I will be glad to see you on board, but you may have to wait several years because I don't think the project will become a reality before 2029 or even later. But it's a good project. I see many people who are also members of Swiss Space Tourism who are joining this project. So it's always a good sign to see that. Okay, so we have still 2 minutes left. If anybody has a question, you can ask either via the chat or by using your phone. Okay, so Klaus is going to fly, so he's not able to speak with us. Anyway, it's recorded, so we will be able to see this video after on YouTube. If you agree, all of you who took part to this webinar, I will post it and share it with interested people, so we have the possibility to see. Okay, so I will stop it here because we are reaching slowly the end. I want to make it before to be cut just when I'm speaking. So thank you very much for following. This was a new test for me to make a webinar and to see if some people are interested. We are not very much, but this will be able to be shared via YouTube, and probably many people will be able to watch it when they will have time. And I will make some other webinar because I have a lot of interesting ideas connected with space and all what is related with it. Okay, so thank you very much to everybody. I tell you bye-bye and follow me for the next stories. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.